Hi everyone, Mike here. Today I wanted to spend a few minutes to plan ahead. I wanted to look at some key shopping dates that have been identified by Amazon and Etsy and other online stores for the specific reason of, I guess, being strategic and planning ahead, like I said, because those companies have seen a huge spike in sales during those periods. So my plan is to look at some of the holidays that we know sales increase significantly for, and then other periods, I guess, as suggested by Etsy. And I pulled this information directly from Etsy because it's suggested by their marketing team to kind of be strategic in your timeline about when you're listing certain items, when you're starting certain promotions, and for example, the actual content of your item. So if you're somebody that's actually only doing merch by Amazon and you're working on your designs, this will definitely give you an idea about when and which designs you should be listing. So let's look at the I guess holidays or selling days that are coming up. So the first one that's coming up is Mother's Day, and this is May 12th. This is for the United States and also Canada. So you have North America. And again, if you're on merch by Amazon, you know that this will be in the States. But if you're on Etsy or some of the other stores, it does happen in North America. So your items will be selling in Canada as well. Do not miss Mother's Day. This is when a lot of people get gifts. So again, if it's t-shirt designs, if it's certain gifts that you're you know either creating on your own or who knows what kind of a store you have on Etsy or other websites, this is the time that you should be looking at. My approach is to list items at least 2 months in advance for specific holidays. But if you're in a kind of a time crunch, I would say, give yourself at least a month. And I would say then you're kind of cutting it close, because think about what you do. If you're shopping online and if you're purchasing something for, let's say, as a Christmas gift or somebody's birthday, you're going to give it at least 2 to 3 weeks, and that's because you're playing it safe. But if you're somebody who's a little proactive and you're really thinking ahead, you will definitely give it more than a month. So you don't want to lose out on any of those sales. So Sunday, May 12th in North America, Mother's Day, huge selling day. June 16th, again, that's another one to think about. Father's Day. This is again basically just gifts, gift shopping, fashion, clothing, anything else that you think might not only be kind of like a gag gift or anything, but something that's useful. These are the things that you should be thinking about and listing for Mother's Day. So right now we're halfway through March. I would be listing, and I am listing for Mother's Day today. I've already listed a number of items on merch, and I will continue to do that. This is, as I mentioned, this is directly from Etsy. So this is what's been suggested by their marketing team, and this is not just this isn't random stuff that they're saying, hey, you might want to look into this. This is these suggestions have been made because of spikes in sales that they see. They're looking at all the different analytics. They have a lot more information than we do, and I would definitely be concentrating on these dates as well. So let's look at what they are. Starting in June 1st to late September. So that's pretty much the whole summer, peak wedding season. So what is this? This is wedding gifts and decorations, right? So again, a lot of this stuff happens to sell on Etsy, for example, for some of the gifts and decorations. But if you're only on merch by Amazon, do not forget how many and let's come up with an example together. For example, a father of the bride. I'm not only the father of the bride, but I'm also an amazing guy or whatever. All those types of shirts sell, and they sell throughout the summer. So do not miss out on any of those opportunities. Etsy's Labor Day sale. Now, this is the one that I actually have a personal experience with. So Etsy does run a sale, and they have an event. It actually says here you can participate in the Labor Day sales event by discounting your items between 10 and 60% off. So if you actually run a sale between a certain dates, and I'm not exactly sure if it is these dates, but I know that last year I believe they ran a Labor Day sale for about 2 weeks. I ran my sale 20% off, and the spike, I believe that during those 2 weeks I made more sales than I did for the previous about, I think, 2 to 3 months. So it really exploded. Do not miss Labor Day. Late July to early September, back to school. So this is again, clothing, decorations, as it says here, dorm decoration, bags, purses, fashion supplies, paper, whatever it is that you're selling. This is huge. So there was a this is the key point that I wanted to make. So it says, keep in mind, in the US, back to school is second only to winter holidays when it comes to customer spending in the US, according to the National Retail Federation. So keep that in mind. You have Q4, which everybody knows, it's holiday, Christmas shopping, New Year's, and then the second is back to school. So again, start planning, and again, if you're only on merch by Amazon, think about designs, think about things that people will want to wear when they go back to school. Think about certain trends. Is anything going viral? What are the designs that you can actually put on those t-shirts or pop sockets or whatever it is that you're trying to sell? Have it up in July. So I would say actually start listing those things kind of maybe halfway through June if you can. I would even do it at the beginning of June, just because sometimes it does take a few days, few weeks if to sell an item, and then if you actually want to get some feedback, depending on how quickly your items sell, to have it perfectly ready and live and promoted for late July, I would say start doing it in June. Halloween, again, everybody knows, right? Halloween, crazy selling time. That's late September to October 31st. October 31st is Halloween. You might get a few sales after that, but if anyone's actually had anything kind of take off specifically for Halloween, you quickly learn that October 31st or even a few days before that, sales are non-existent. They just simply drop off. And then on Merch by Amazon or even Etsy, if you're running any ads, you will see the spike in cost for those ads. And then in addition to that, you will see that everybody is running Halloween ads. So I would say, if you specifically want to make sales for Halloween and have Halloween designs, get a little creative, because I don't want to say it's definitely saturated, but every type of design is out there. Thanksgiving, October 15th to November 22nd. Keep in mind, I'll just read this here. What does it say? Shoppers stock up on everything they need to host and attend Thanksgiving gatherings, right? So this is it's not only gifts, but it's you have to answer the question, what is it that I need for Thanksgiving as a host or somebody that will be hosting? And then the big one, early October to early December, we're talking about holiday preparations. So this is festive decorations, stationery, clothing, children's clothing, all that kind of stuff, parties and supplies. This is when it actually starts picking up. And anybody that has multiple stores where you're not only, let's say, on Merch by Amazon, but you're selling other things, you notice that all kinds of things start selling. And then it's kind of like, why is this selling? It hasn't, I haven't sold a single item in 6 months. People do funny things during the holidays. They celebrate in different ways. They need different things, and this is when when a lot of people make most of their money throughout the year. It's Q4, and it starts, like it says here, early October, and it goes till December. November 1st to December 15th. This is the peak holiday gift shopping. Okay, make sure that whatever you're doing throughout the year, you are ready for November 1st. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Holiday gift shopping in North America, but I'm pretty sure around the world, in Europe and everywhere else, is the peak season. This is when you're going to make a lot of money if you are strategic, if you plan things on time, if you're running ads. Be ready for November. Okay, and then the actual winter holiday season kickoff is late November. So again, I'm just going to make the same point that I made earlier. You give yourself, or I give myself, about 2 to 3 weeks if I want to make sure that something will arrive that is a gift or that I need something. It doesn't matter if I'm ordering it through Amazon, eBay, whatever the case is. I give myself a couple of weeks, and that's why if people that really want something to be there for as a Christmas gift for somebody else, they will be ordering late December, and then late November, early December. But again, I would go for early November. Things start selling early November. New Year's Eve. Now, this is actually one of the things that I learned that I miss out on, because I think, Christmas is done and we're going to get to a Boxing Day, but I don't think about New Year's Eve. And this is when people think about their fashion parties, party supplies, all that kind of stuff. People care about New Year's. So even though you're thinking, you know what, we're pretty much done with Christmas shopping, just a few days after that is New Year's, and that's another celebration that people will not miss. And I would say do not miss it yourself. Last minute holiday shopping. This is kind of like halfway through December. And again, if people are ordering through Prime, they will get their items within a few days. So again, this is a few days before actual Christmas, but I've made a lot of sales even on 24th, 25th, December 26th. But again, that's Boxing Day, and that's one of the last things that I'll talk about. December 26th is Boxing Day. So I would say, if you do have an opportunity, run your very specific sales for Boxing Day, because again, I have seen a huge spike, and depending on certain items, it's people are thinking it's New Year's, people come up with New Year's resolutions, all that kind of stuff, and it's very exciting. So think about, what do people need? Anyways, in summary, I would say this is definitely a list to review often. But again, these are just key shopping dates. I would say, if you want to go even further, think about other smaller holidays, smaller celebrations. So for example, Patrick's Day, St. Patrick's Day, a huge selling holiday, but again, it's not on this list. There are certain music festivals, beer festivals, even, for example, Oktoberfest. Even though you can't use Oktoberfest in your titles, in your designs, or anything like that, you know that, for example, beer festival or certain designs that you can't promote as Oktoberfest, fashion or whatever the case is, gifts, or they will sell. So do not miss out on those things as well. But again, this was the summary of key shopping dates. I would say definitely a good idea to plan ahead and do not miss out. As always, thank you for watching.